Hi there, I'm Athanas Chris from Victory Services Education. In today's world, things are changing too fast. It's not about how strong you are, it's about how skilled you are. Let's begin. The world does not wait anymore. Those who understand the digital world are moving forward in work, in business, and in life. But those who don't, they are stuck. They are feeling behind, disconnected, and sometimes forgotten. But digital skills change that. They build confidence because now you know what to do. They create opportunities because suddenly you qualify for more. And they bring efficiency because things get done faster, smarter, and better. No matter where you are starting from, there is hope. You are not too late. You are not too far behind. There is still time to learn, and you can learn. This is why I teach this, because digital skills are not just about jobs, they are about life. Teaching to empower and guide others, in business to grow and create value, and in daily life to stay organized and in control. And I don't want anyone to be left behind. Not you, not your friends, not even the next generation. That's why this session matters. Welcome to session 0.3, File and Folder Management. This is not just about computers, it's about control. It's about knowing where things are and being able to move around any computer with purpose and power. The skills you are about to learn are life skills. Just like organizing your room or labeling your school books helps you in real life, this session helps you organize your digital world. Let's step into it together. Step by step, we are mastering the digital world. This session will show you how to organize, manage, and navigate your computer just like the pros do. Now, let me take you through what we will learn together in this session. First, you will understand clearly what files and folders really are. This is the foundation. Second, we will learn how to rename, copy, paste, move, and even delete folders. These are the basic but powerful tools. Third, we will explore the important locations on a computer. Places like this PC, local disks, desktop, and documents. These are the heart of digital organization. And lastly, we are going to build something even more important: confidence. By the end of this session, you'll be able to navigate any computer like a pro and do it without fear. Are you with me so far? Great! Stay close, I will be your guide. So now that we understand what this session is all about, let's take a moment to understand why file and folder management is such an important skill. Let's start with the most obvious benefit. Why should we even care about managing our files and folders in the first place? That brings us to our first point. Find your files faster. Keep everything neat and easy to find. When you keep your files in the right folders, you won't waste time searching. Everything is where it should be, neat and just a click away. And when things are easy to find, guess what next? You will save time and avoid computer confusion. You won't get lost in a messy desktop. There will be no more "where did I save it?" panic moments. You save precious time and your computer becomes easier to use. And so you avoid confusion, something else starts growing inside you. You feel confident and in control while using any computer. Yes, you start feeling like, I've got this. Whether it's your own computer or someone else's, it gives you a sense of calm and control. And now, confidence is powerful, but let's see where it leads in real life. You'll be ready for school tasks, office work, and online life. These skills help you finish assignments faster, organize job files better, and handle online tasks like a pro. It's a life skill you will use again and again. And if you are thinking, is this real for me? Here is your answer. This is a basic skill everyone should master. It's not about being perfect. It's about being smart. Anyone who wants to grow should know how to manage files and folders. And you are already on the path. And now, let's say this together. Confidence begins with a clean computer. Let's do it again. Confidence begins with a clean computer. You see? Alright, we have just seen why file and folder management is such a big deal. It saves us time, builds confidence, and helps us stay in control on any computer. Now, let's take a moment to understand the two most important things that makes this possible: files and folders. Let's begin with a file. What is a file? A file is any saved item on a computer. That could be a document you typed, a photo you took, a video clip, or even your favorite song. Think of a file as something you have created or received, and you want to keep it. You see? Now, what do we do with these files? We put them into folders. And what is a folder? A folder is like a container. It holds your files and keeps things neat and easy to find. Without folders, everything will just be scattered across the computer just like papers all over the table. Are you still with me? Now, let me make this even simpler. Let's compare it to something you already know. Now, follow this very carefully. A computer is like a cupboard. Yeah, think about it. And a folder is like a drawer inside that cupboard. Getting the picture? And a file is like a book, a paper, or a photo you keep inside the drawer. You see? So, if your cupboard has messy drawers, it's hard to find anything. That's why we say, good cupboards organize the life. And this brings us to good folders organize the computer. Simple, right? And that's the foundation you need before we move on. Alright, now that we understand what files and folders are and why they matter, let's now open the computer and learn how to walk around inside it confidently. This part is going to help you become fearless. When you sit in front of any computer, whether it's yours, at school, or in the office, you will know exactly where to go and what to do. Now, let's go step by step. Now, as you can see right here, I'm on my desktop. And right here you can see an icon called this PC. Now this PC stands for this personal computer, and when you open it, it shows the full map of where all our files and folders are stored. Now let's open it together. Two ways to open it. You can either double click on it to open, or you can right click on it and then choose open, and there we go. Welcome inside the computer. Now, what has opened? This window is called the File Explorer, and it shows us different places where things are kept. You see, you can think of it like opening a big cupboard with many drawers. Now, let's look closely. At the top here, we have folders like documents, music, videos, pictures, downloads, and desktop. You see these folders here? These are the common places to save your files, so they are easy to find. But now look below here. Here is what really matters. Here you will see some devices and drives, but in this case you can see local disk C and new volume D, which is another local disk you can see right here. Now starting with this local disk C, this is where Windows itself is installed. It holds system files, programs, and most of the important folders. Think of it like the heart of the computer, and be careful what you delete in here. To the right we have another disk named New Volume with the letter D. This drive is usually used for storing personal files. Things like notes, videos, exam papers, photos, and so on. If you want to stay organized, this is where you can create your folders freely. Are you with me? And here is one thing to note. When you connect flash drives or external disks to your computer, they will appear here each with its own letter, like letter E, F, and so on. And now, let's look at the side panel here on the left. You see, this panel to the left here is like a shortcut menu. It helps you jump straight to folders like documents, downloads, desktop, and so on. You see, for example, when I click on Downloads folder, I can quickly jump into it, as you see. And when I click on New Volume D, for example, I can quickly jump to the folder like this. You understand? And let's say, for example, you open a folder and you go deeper and deeper, and then you want to return. Right here at the top, you can see an arrow pointing to the left. That is the Go Back button. Clicking it takes you to the previous place. For example, right here, when I click on it, I'm now back to the previous place. And clicking on it again, I'm back to where we were before. You see? Now, let me show you what you have just learned. Let's first close this folder. You have just seen how to open the heart of the computer. And to open it, just double click on it like that, or right click and then choose open. You also understand these drives and folders when you open this PC. You have also seen how to use this quick access menu. Hope you remember. And confidently go back using this arrow when needed. That's how you become confident You don't just guess, you understand what each part means. Most people see this PC and feel lost, but not you. You know, you understand, and you are now bold. And after this video, please don't just watch, go practice. Click on this PC on any computer and explore what is inside. Check out on local disk C, local disk D, desktop, documents, downloads, and so on. Try going forward and then go back, because the only way to learn computers is not fear, it's practice. Step by step, you are becoming powerful. And I always say, confidence begins with understanding. Let's keep going. You are doing great. All right, let's go deeper into something that makes you feel in charge of any computer. You are already understand where things are kept, like files and folders. But now, how do you move things around? How do you organize, shift, or even duplicate? Well, these three actions are your magic tools: copy, cut, and paste. They are simple but powerful, and they work together like a small team. Let's start with copy. This means you are making a duplicate of something, like a folder or a file, without removing the original. It stays where it is, and you get a second version to use somewhere else. Imagine you have a paper you want to give to your friend, and you don't give them the only one, you photocopy it first. That's exactly what copy does. So, what if you want to move something instead of copying it? Well, that brings us to cut. Cut is like saying, hey, let's pick this up and take it somewhere else. You are removing it from its current place and moving it into a new one. You understand? Now, you may ask, I have copied it or cut it, but where does it go? Well, that's where paste comes in. Paste means you are telling the computer, place it here. Whether you copy it or cut, you use paste to drop it into a new location. Are you still with me? Now, these three, copy, cut, and paste, are tools you will use everywhere. They save time, organize files, and manage documents. And don't worry if it feels like a lot. Soon your hands will just know what to do. You are not just learning how to use a computer. You are learning how to think like a pro and move around like you have been using this for years. So please remember this. Copy means make a duplicate of a file or a folder. Cut means you remove the item and move it to another place. And paste means you place the copied or cut item into a new location. And now that we have seen the meaning, let's now jump into a live demonstration, and you will see how simple it is to copy, cut, and paste. Stay close. All right, here we go. As you can see, I'm currently on my desktop, and in this live demonstration, you and I are going to walk through some very real and practical things you'll be doing on your computer. And this is not just theory now, This is you learning to control your computer. And before we start, let's remember something. By this point, you already understand what files and folders are, where to find them, and how to navigate inside a computer. And that's amazing progress. And now that we can find things inside a computer, let's take the next bold step. We are about to learn how to manage what we find, how to move items, rename them, or even remove them when they are no longer needed. Now let's begin with something very foundational, creating a folder. Creating a folder is like setting up a new drawer in your digital cupboard. It's where you will keep your related items safe and organized. And how do we create a new folder? Here are the steps. Step number 1, right-click on an empty space on the desktop. Find an empty space like this one here and then right-click on it. Step number 2, hover your mouse over New and then click on Folder like that. And a new folder appears with the name New Folder highlighted. And here you can type your new name. Now let's name it Sample Folder. And we have successfully created a new folder with the name Sample Folder. And this is where we will do some of our actions today. And why this matters? Creating folders is like organizing your files into drawers. It's the beginning of being an organized computer user. Alright, great job! We now have a special drawer ready. But sometimes we don't want to just store things. We may want to make a copy of them and keep that copy somewhere else. Let's now learn how to copy and paste. Copying a folder means you are duplicating it and keeping the original. It's like photocopying a document and storing the extra copies somewhere else. Now let's copy this folder here, sample folder, to local disk D of this computer we are currently using. To do that, here are the steps. Step number 1, right-click on the folder that you want to copy. Step number 2, on the menu of lists that appears, click on Copy, like that. And now open the local disk D where you want to paste the copied folder. Now to open local disk D, I'll click on this PC icon like this. And then here are the disks, local disk C and local disk D. And let's double click on local disk D to open it like this. And here we are currently in local disk D. And now let's right click on an empty space inside our folder. And then we click on paste. And now our new folder is pasted. And what just happened here? We made a copy of this folder and place it into another location, and in this case is in local disk D. You see? And this is very helpful when you want to back things up or reuse them elsewhere. So copying is great for safety and backup. But what if you don't need the original in its place anymore? What if you just want to move it? Like carrying a cup from the kitchen to the living room. Cutting and pasting is like carrying a book from your class to the office. You don't leave the original behind, you move it. Now let's move this folder on the desktop called ICT videos to another folder called video files located in local disk D. Yes, Let's move this folder to another location. And our new location is the folder called Video Files, located in local disk D. Now here are the steps to move this folder. First of all, let's open local disk D by clicking on this PC icon and then local disk D. And inside our local disk D, we have another folder called Video Files. Let's open it. Here we go, and this is the location that we want to move this folder to. You see? And to move this folder ICT videos on our desktop to this location, we first right-click on it like this and choose Cut from the list of options that appear. Now let me click on Cut. And to move it here, we just right-click on an empty space in our new location like this, right-click, and then we choose Paste. And now when I click on Paste right now, our ICT folder from our desktop will move to this location. Now let me click on Paste. Now you can see the progress here. Our folder is moving from the desktop to our new location called Video Files in local disk D. Now let's wait on it. Boom, done. Now here is something to note. When you look on our desktop right now, our ICT videos folder is no longer available. You see? Why? Because we moved it to new location. You see? So we have successfully moved our folder. And now we will open this ICT videos folder and rename the files inside so that each one clearly tells us what it is about. Now let me right-click on this ICT videos folder and choose Open from the list, and our folder is open. And inside this folder, we have these two video files. The first one has the name Video 1 and the second one has the name Video 2. Now renaming is like giving a file a name that truly tells you what it is. Let's now rename this Video 1. To do it, right-click on the video and then choose Rename from the list of menu that appears. You see this rename here? Now clicking on it, you can now rename this video file. Now let's give it a name, ICT session 0.1, and then hit enter on the keyboard, and we have successfully renamed Video 1 to ICT session 0.1. To rename the second video, right-click on it and then choose Rename, and then let's name it to ICT session 0.2, and then we hit enter on our keyboard, and we have successfully renamed the two video files. Very simple, right? Well done! Our files are clearly named and better organized. But what happens when we no longer need a file or a folder at all? Just like we throw away worn out shoes, we can delete items to keep our computer clean. Now, let us see it. Let me close this folder. And let's remove this folder we recently created, sample folder. Let's delete it. Deleting is like cleaning your room and throwing away all the items into the dustbin. You are saying, I don't need this anymore. Now to delete this folder, the first thing to do is to right-click on it and then choose Delete from the list of menu that appears. When I hit delete, our folder is gone. We have deleted it already. You see? So delete means send it to the bin. And don't worry, it's not gone forever. It moves to the recycle bin. You see? Just like putting rubbish in a dustbin, you can always get it back if needed. Now let's see this icon here in the folder called Recycle Bin. Let's open it. Our recycle bin is open. You can see it here. And you can see our folder is there, and when I right click on it here, you can restore it back. Let me click on restore and see what happens. Click, our folder is back. You see? Let's delete it again and see. Right click on it and then hit delete, moved to our recycle bin folder again. You see? And if you clean the recycle bin, our deleted folder will be gone forever. Are you with me? Now, let's close this recycle bin folder and come on this recycle bin icon here and right click on it, and in the list of menu that appears, you can see this empty recycle bin. Now let's empty the recycle bin and see what happens. Click, and there will be this pop-up message that will appear, and it's saying, are you sure you want to permanently delete this folder? You can pick yes if you are sure, but if you are not sure, you can pick no. In this case, let's choose yes. And you can see our recycle bin is emptied. If you open it again, there will be nothing inside, and our folder is gone forever. You got it? Very simple. And that's how deletion works. From sending to recycle bin to clearing it permanently. Very simple. Let's now take a moment to reflect on everything we have just done. Now, my friends, you have created the folder. You have copied and pasted the folder. You have cut and moved the folder. You have renamed the files. And you have even deleted the folder. That's the full day's work in the world of file management. And in the next part, we are going to look at a few simple golden tips to help you manage your files like a digital champion. Are you ready? Let's keep going. All right. Now that we have practiced real computer actions, let's close this session with a few powerful habits that make your navigation easier every day. These are your navigation power tips. First, use clear folder names. Naming your folders clearly is like labeling drawers in your house. Give each folder a smart name. It helps you stay organized like a pro and find things faster. Next, create folders often. Don't wait for a mess to form. Folders are like digital drawers. Use them often to sort your work, just like organizing books on a shelf. Now listen, mistakes are okay. Clicked the wrong place? No problem. Just go back. That's part of learning. No fear here. Another tip, a right click is power. Right click opens a world of quick options like copy, paste, rename, delete, and so on. It's like a hidden shortcut menu. Explore it and save your time. And finally, clean desktop, clear mind. A mess screen can feel like a noisy room. Too many icons will take you to brain traffic. A clean desktop helps you think clearly and work smarter. That's it. 5 simple habits to help you stay in control, work faster, and feel more confident at the computer. Let's carry these tips into everything else we will learn. You have got this. Alright, congratulations, my dear learners. You have made it to the final step of this session. That means you have taken a journey, one click at a time, toward becoming a confident computer user. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on what we have learned and truly celebrate the progress we have made. First, we learned what files and folders are and why they matter. You now know the difference, the purpose, and how they help keep things organized, just like books and drawers. Then, we explored these PC and computer locations. You learned about how to find important places like local disks and the desktop, just like understanding the rooms and drawers in your digital house. And we didn't stop there. You practiced how to copy, cut, paste, rename, and delete, the powerful actions that make you a digital organizer and a problem solver. Next, we saw how to create and organize folders. Now you can sort and store your work like a digital pro. And finally, we uncovered our secret tools, power tips for navigation, like naming folders wisely, using right clicks, and keeping your desktop clean to keep your mind sharp. And now it's your time to speak. Yes, you. Look at the green box here and think about these two questions. What did you understand best? Was it creating folders, finding files? Take a moment to say it out loud or write it down. What actions will you keep practicing? What will you try again today or tomorrow to make sure it sticks? That's how mastery happens, by practicing. Ooh. You have done something powerful today. You didn't just watch, you practiced. You did not just learn, you explored. So keep going. Every click builds your confidence. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep leading in your digital world. And this was session 0.3, file and folder management in our bonus basics series. Get ready because the journey continues in the next sessions. Until then, stay curious, stay courageous, and keep clicking with confidence. Bye-bye.